The market for high friction surfacing has been declining over the years, significantly less being installed now than there was 20 years ago. And a lot of that has come about from clients losing faith in the products, saying that it doesn't last so long. There are various systems out there. XQMS avoided the hot applied thermoplastic right from the start.
But the problem was it was what we gave tramline effect. And if you drove over it, you got a rumble sort of effect with it. And it used to lift, it would pull off the surface. If the surface conditions weren't right when it was put down, or the material was too hot or not hot enough, it wouldn't bond properly.
And we started with epoxy, successful with epoxy. It's got its benefits, it's got its pitfalls. It was very long cure times.
And it used to stink. It has a terrible smell attached to it.
After we had been installing it for quite some time, our main installer suddenly came out with a horrendous skin rash, and it was discovered that he had been sensitized to the product. Never heard of that before. At that point, I was like, do something different to this. And we located the only manufacturer, the only supplier of MMA high friction at the time. Devon County and Hampshire County Councils were the two first to really jump on it. Initially, brilliant. We thought this is the future. This really is the way to go. About 18 months to 2 years in, after it had been laid, it would crack, and you'd get perimeter cracking, so around the edges, and transverse cracking going down through the site. And I spoke to the manufacturer to say, what's going on? What's going on? And the comments at the time was, that's very normal. No, it cracks because it's so strong. It's so hard. It's harder than the surface underneath. So the surface underneath moves, but this doesn't because it's so strong, because it needs to be, and it will crack. But it has no effect to the system. And then that developed into water getting in, to then potholes forming. We all know about potholes. And I was like, I don't like this. And also the product we had was a 3-component part. You had to mix a part A with a part B and a part C. It was quite cumbersome when you're out on site. So I spoke to the manufacturer to say, start thinking about developing this further, which was met with a flat refusal. They weren't interested, looked elsewhere.
Greg was a big promoter of the Hypergrip. In taking it forward, talking to Aximum, we were able to come up with another alternative.
I wanted a product that would be able to go onto new blacktop very quickly, remain flexible so that it doesn't crack. And we had 6, I think, variations of the product before we got it right. And eventually we got to the system where it was, yeah, this is looking really good.
But they had to go through the BBA approval system. And Greg set up a trial site near Exeter Airport.
After the 2-year monitoring with BBA, we got our certification in June 2015, and we've not had any failures. It doesn't crack. It's phenomenal. Our first real project that we had with it was the South Devon Relief Road, a site that was main contractor Galliford Try. We were the successful line marking and high friction surfacing contractor on that project. In December, the road opened in December 2015, and so that's 11 years now. That high friction is still there and still performing as good as the day it went in.